Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the trip. You can see we've got a couple of people with me, but we'll get into the intros in a second. But before we do, this is DWTT coming to you from the Emirates. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the trip. A little day late, but not as I say, a dollar. It's not a dollar short, as they say over here, but it's a day late. But we'll get into it. As you can see, we've got Stan the man with me. How you doing, Stan?
I'm doing very well, Gary, and hello to you, Mr. Tom, and to everyone that's listening. Thank you for having me on the trip.
Cool. And Mr. Tom, how are you doing?
I am. I'm okay.
Cool. And we will get into our chat. And we got Ian has joined us. Welcome to the show, Ian.
Hi, Ian.
All right, and I think there's some other people, but they will say the intros, and we will say hello to them. Oh, Big
Our
Gunner has just
wrestling
joined
gang's
us.
filtering in.
Welcome, Big Gunner, to the show. Thank you. I never know how it's going to go when I push a show out. They say you're not supposed to do that, but we got some loyal friends that like to listen to us, so we will get into it. So, quick thing, I guess there were 3 games today. We've got Ray joining us, and we'll get in. We'll talk. I guess as we'll talk about those games since they just happened. Wolves won at home 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Aston Villa won at home 1-0 to Fulham. And Leeds at Ellen Road drew 1-1 with Leicester. Probably not the scoreline you wanted, Mr. Tom, but you'll take a point.
It's not ideal, but it. No. Sorry. I'll get it another way. Patrick Bamford missed from 1 yard out near the end of the game.
You know, I did see. I saw somebody mention it, so I said, "Let me go take a look at this." He would have
It's
been
bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's not. He didn't cover himself in glory. I think is the fairest and most polite way to describe that passage of play. Let's just say.
Yeah.
I could sum it up quickly for everyone because I know you all want to do Arsenal. Just going to sum this up. It's going to be. I'm disappointed we dropped 2 points because we were winning until the 80th minute. So yeah, of course I'm going to be disappointed. But the reality is we've been racking up defeat after embarrassing defeat. So getting 1 point on the board is a better step in the right direction compared to getting, we lost 6-1 again. Oh, we lost 5-1. Oh, we took 4 at the Emirates. Just,
Yeah. No, I had to see what it looked like when they said
bad.
Bamford,
Bad.
and
Yeah.
he would have been better off just letting it hit him, because then it
Yes.
might have actually gone in if he just stood there and let the ball hit him. Because he's, as
we
you
only
said,
won at Anfield because he can't control the football. The ball hit him and then landed at the feet of the guy who did score. It's the only reason we won at Anfield.
yeah, when you're in front of the goal and you miss it left, it's like, what? How did? Because it looked like he was in front of the goal, or at least right on the post. So, yeah, we've got Steve from Canada joining us. Welcome to the show. And yeah, you sure he did it on purpose?
No, he's telling me off. He's like, "Oh, I'm sure he did it on purpose, Tom. Why are you digging him at? Because he missed 1 yard out, and it's disappointing and frustrating."
Yeah, Palace in a free fall.
But we go again. That's it.
And there you go, Bamford. You know what? If you're a striker and you're missing sitters, I don't think it's a scapegoat. I think you just missed it. It's not like
Right.
you just missed it. That's your job. It's the only job you got.
We've got one of them as well, haven't we?
I'll say one more thing about this, and I probably won't monopolise any more of the time. All I will say is, and this is to Ian, obviously, is had it been Eddie Nketiah in a red shirt, let's say, to be fair, would the majority comments on that have been more aggressive than my description of what Patrick Bamford did? I thought my description of it was quite fair.
Yeah, I think they sound the same to me. Maybe it's because it's not my player. But yeah, no, if it was Nketiah, I mean, Nketiah got that for he missed 2 shots in a game, and
not
we were upset.
comparing you specifically, not your reaction specifically,
Yeah,
just more the point of there are fans that would be more angry than I'm angry at it, obviously, because we need the points. But
true.
I've not tweeted his dad.
That is true. That
I
is.
don't know his dad. I don't know.
So with these results, I don't know. Did the table change much? I did not check to see.
Nah, not really. Nah.
I think Aston Villa maybe solidified themselves a little bit better in the table, because they are
Oh,
I think they've gone above Tottenham, haven't they?
they sit 5th now. So yeah. So I think they've moved up with that win. They have an extra game. That team has a game in hand, so depending on then. But here it's funny. This is how it's been going to be, I guess, this week. This every time I look. Let's see. So Villa next match is against Manchester United. That team's next game is against Manchester United. So it's gonna it could go that whole 4th, 5th, and 6th spot could just switch in the next 2 games.
I cannot begin to tell you how much I don't care about this battle you're describing.
Hey, we're gonna talk about teams at the bottom of the table. I think we'll talk about teams towards the top, right? We can do that.
Begin to tell you how much I don't care about a league battle between Manchester United, Aston Villa, and Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah,
You'd
be happy to know that Ray has Leeds as his 3rd team. Yeah.
What I will say, to be fair, is that Aston Villa have obviously put together quite the streak and quite the run of form. And even my dislike for them based on our time in the Championship, it's impressive, and you can't say anything other than that.
We've won 8 of 10.
Emery has done he's sorted them out.
Yep, he has. And welcome to the show. Sam has joined us. Welcome. Yep. So let's do you want to talk any more about your team?
Not really much to say. We go to Bournemouth at some point in the next 2 weeks, and if we win, we most likely will be safe, and if we lose, we're almost certainly going to get relegated. It's as simple as that. And I'll be coming on this show every Monday from August, and you'll be hearing about the Championship.
Oh, there you go.
Will we?
Hopefully, I think as you know, a lot of people don't believe that, so we shall see.
I don't believe that the Championship exists.
Scan, it's like being transported to 1950 apocalyptic wasteland. It's like, you're never on TV, and when you are, you don't get paid for. You don't get paid for it, and
all right.
Sorry, it's just. I don't mean to bring the mood down. It's a rough place to be.
Hey, you know what? I think there's probably a lot of Arsenal fans who are feeling down, and a lot of Arsenal fans already think that this thing is done. But
being in the Premier League's worse.
Yeah. So I guess we're getting into it. Arsenal has a big game tomorrow. The top 2 teams go at it. No matter who wins, it's not over. No matter who loses, it's not over, but it does give the team who wins, if that happens, a good edge. And if it becomes a draw, it still kind of gives it to City, because we really need to win now. We need to give some space between us and them. So I guess we'll see what you guys want to talk about. But Stan, your thoughts on the game tomorrow? Now that you probably talked about it since Sunday, but has it changed much?
I can't stop thinking about it. It's in the back of my mind. I can't remember the last time that I was so keyed up for a game. And like you say, win, lose or draw, the Premier League is not necessarily over. But I think from an Arsenal standpoint, it's a bit of a marker. So much has been made about the apprentice going up against the master. You know, players that have gone the other way from Manchester City to Arsenal. Some players saying that, well, the reason that they weren't was because they weren't good enough. Others saying you wait until tomorrow, they want to prove that they were, you know, it was incorrect to have let them go. But for me, you know, win, lose or draw, it's more of a marker. It's more about, are we able to calm our nerves and get the job done in the light of such a big game with so much big hype around it, that we're able to keep control of our emotions. And for me, even if we don't get all 3 points, as long as every single one of the Arsenal players have left everything on the pitch, then my assessment will just be, okay, well, that's probably the measure of where we are against this Man City team. And maybe we're not quite there yet. But to their credit, they have so much, or to their advantage, I should say, they've got so much resources. And with 5 substitutions, they've got much more of an array on their bench to have more variety to their game. But we can only do what we can do. I really hope that that Mikel Arteta doesn't go to bed tonight and overthink it and come up with some new bizarre formation that he thinks is the key, something that the players aren't used to. And I'm also loath to go into a 3/5 at the back, because I want us to try and stick with the formula that's got us to where we are so far. And it's a formula that's had us at the top of the table since day one. So that's where I am. That's how I feel about it. But yeah, I'm nervous. I can't wait. And it's probably like Christmas Eve when I go to bed tonight. It's probably going to be difficult to get to sleep.
I hear that. I hear that. And let's welcome Chris
He's
Nix
right.
to the show. Chris Nix is in there. We've got a new player in with us, Spencer.
Use my line.
Huh?
Using my line.
Oh yeah. Welcome to the show. Hope you enjoy our chat tonight as we get into it. Yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, I think this game, there's multiple things, but 2 things that stood out for me are, and since Saliba's gone down, one of the things I said was that, and you will, if you hear me, you know I repeat a lot of things because for me they seem to stand true. But one of the things that we couldn't do, one of the things that happened when Saliba went down is that Gabriel could not and shouldn't try to do too much. And I felt like, and that's when you start to press and you start to get out of yourself and you start to do things you haven't done all season. And I think that's also true for the rest of the team. They all feel like they have to do something extra. And we got 75 points not doing too much extra, just playing within ourselves, playing within the scheme that Arteta has. Sometimes I don't know if the players are not listening to him and trying to do too much, or if he's asked them to do so many different things that they just don't know and they get flustered and they don't do the right thing at all. But it seems like, I think a lot of us, I kind of feel like he's telling what to do and they're pressing, maybe because he talks too much. They don't need to know how big this game is. They already know how big this game is. What they do need to do, though, is to be a little bit more controlled and not try to minimize the pressure that's already there, right? Because they know, for me, it's one of those things where we've done this enough now. We know how not to beat ourselves, right? And I heard somebody talk about this today. Silly mistakes is what's killing us, and why is that? And I kind of feel like it's because we're trying to do too much. Just do the simple things right, and we'll be okay. All right. Try to do too much in the last game, Southampton. Try to make a really, you know, accurate pass where we didn't need to, and we paid for it. I think we've seen that in the last couple of games. So for me, do what got you there. Play within the system Arteta gives, and I do like the idea of the 3 at the back and 5 at the back, depending on how you say it. For me, I would go with that if that meant Trossard and Saka would be on the pitch. Saka most likely in one of the outside backs there, and Trossard getting to play up top. Just for me, that would put all of our good players, attacking players, on the field at once, and maybe we can slow down City and give them something to think about. Mr. Tom, I don't know if you have anything to say about the
Of
game
course I do.
tomorrow.
Why would I not? It's the title decider.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: if I was an Arsenal fan, which I'm obviously not,
You sounded like
because
Rabsy Nesbitt then when you said, "I will tell you this, boy." He reminded me of Rabsy.
right, I'll tell you this, boy. If I was Arsenal fan, I'd be so jacked, dude. I'd be so excited. I'd be genuinely excited, right? Because as a person, I've been coming on this show now 56 episodes, right? And I'm pretty sure at episode 3, if I had turned around to you all, and I'll include Stan in this, and said, you know what, you can be in a match where basically you will have a significant chance to win the title if you win a football match at Manchester City. Not getting the top 4, like actually win the fucking thing, pardon my language. You'd bite my hand off. You would literally bite my hand off when you were battling Tottenham for 4th. Now people can say, "Oh yeah, but we're away and we're disadvantaged stuff." Who gives a shit? This is football. This is big time football, and you have a chance to actually make something happen by going there and giving them the arse whooping of a lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I think you'll do it? No, honestly, I don't think you'll do it. But the point is, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Liverpool managed to put 7 beyond Manchester United when Liverpool were supposedly in the mud. You know, and as Mr. Tom says, you know, it's all right saying, you know, when we do these shows and we look at up and coming matches and we give our predictions and one of us will always say, well, on paper, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, on paper, we should have beat Everton. On paper, we should have beat West Ham. On paper, we should have beat Southampton. So if on paper, Man City should be able to beat us, you know, it's not, you know, it's not impossible that we can't scratch something out of this one game. You know, I'm not putting money on it, but, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would have a pound on you
I will,
purely from
I will also say as
from a
well that,
neutral.
you know, I know that there's been a big deal made about the omission of William Saliba and the inclusion of Rob Holding. And I get it because, you know, Saliba works very well with Gabriel. You've got one using his body and shepherding defenders and being in the right defensive places in Saliba. And you've got the other one who's your interceptor that will go in and make those tackles that look sometimes quite dangerous. And obviously, the problem is that without Saliba, we've got 2 of the same now. I think Rob Holding is a little bit more of an interceptor as well, than using his pace and his body to be in the right place at the right time to shoo, you know, attackers down dead ends where they can't cause problems. That's not really, I think he's not mobile enough to do that. So it does cause a problem. But I do think that we've had problems with our defense before the Saliba omission. And I think that we've been able to like overlook it because we've come back from behind so many times and walked away with points. Now, obviously, the Saliba omission only compounds that problem. So rather than going to like a 3 or a 5 at the back, I think Mikel Arteta needs to fix that problem first. The way that they've been playing all season with the back 4, he needs to somehow continue to work on that and tighten it up. Because as I mentioned before, when you go back through, if you go through all of our defenders, the 4 fullbacks and the centre backs and the goalkeeper, everybody seems to like them individually. There's not one in there where people are going, "Oh yeah, he's stinking up the place." You don't say that about Saliba, Gabriel, Tierney, Zinchenko, Ben White, or Tomiyasu, or the goalkeeper. But there is a problem in there somewhere because at home, our defensive record has been really poor this season. I think our defensive record's better on the road. So something needs tweaking or adjusting in there, but I can't quite put my finger on it. And maybe it's the high line that we tend to play quite a lot, which is good for us when it comes off. But sometimes maybe off the ball, we get caught out a little bit by having a really high line. I don't know. Just I guess there.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the same thing, same reason why our set piece defense pretty much just disappeared for a number of games. I mean, we're getting beat on set pieces consistently now, whereas before we were pretty much one of the best. I understand that teams are gonna, when they score, they might score whenever you let them or whenever you make a slip up, but we've been pretty good on that too. So there's a lot of things probably wearing down. It's the end of the season, and usually what happens, and I hope happens, is coaches adjust to however the team's playing. I kind of feel like Arteta is happy to just continue with the status quo, no matter what is going on with this team. Yeah, if you bring in a holding, you have to assume you have to make adjustments, right? As you say, we can't probably play a high line because one, holding probably won't get the ball out the same way as Saliba, so our attack will be a little bit slower. He's definitely, for me, I don't want him engaged with any striker because I kind of feel like that's a danger there. But so you have to adjust. So the same way you would adjust with the players that you bring on, maybe you adjust with the formation as well. When you, for me, I just feel like having a bigger threat is the way we're going to slow down City and have, give them something to think about. Because if you think about it, if we're thinking, you know what, we can't play this high line or how we're going to play because um, you got holding in there, then we just basically have accommodated them, right? They're going to get more of the ball. We're not going to take it off them up higher up the pitch. And I don't like our defense when we let teams kind of get into us and get down and get into our final third and spend a lot of time down there. We're not, disciplined enough late um, to handle that. I don't know how you feel about that, but I just, yeah, if we can make certain adjustments because of the players, then we can do formations if we need to. The key, we'll see what Arteta does. But do you think Arteta will make an adjustment? He'll stick with his standard.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's people talking about, things like his one, Partey playing at right back. And for me, I don't want us to create two problems to fix one. So, I don't want us to do something too out of the ordinary, especially for this game.
I hear what you're saying, but I did see, and you saw this as well, when City came to play us at the Emirates, they put Silva on the back line, either out of necessity or to change things up a little bit. I can't remember the reason behind that, but they did it, right? And it held on for as long as it held on for as long as they needed it to until they decided, you know what, maybe we should go ahead and try to win this thing. So I kind of feel like if he's learning from the master will make moves similar to things we haven't seen in past, City games. So, and for me also, you've got we keep talking about this versatility with players. They can play in different positions, and then when we try to do that, then it's like, no, 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 we should play them in their right positions. But then, you know, for weeks and months, we'll talk about how the versatility of our players is because we know Saka can pretty much play anywhere, right? We know Zinchenko probably could play in midfield, right? We know all these things that we could do to maybe give them something different to think about and maybe put ourselves in a better situation based on the way we've been playing of late, right? So I kind of feel that those we if the master can do it, I assume the apprentice can as well, right? People talk, this is one of the lineup changes that people talked about, turning at left back and Zinchenko in for Xhaka. I've also heard maybe Xhaka comes out and Jorginho goes in, and we can try to control our midfield a lot better since it's been lacking.
I think Xhaka's back though, isn't he?
I if he practiced today, and I'm not sure if I saw any pictures of him practicing today, because I think that was going to be the key. So, and if he's sick, okay, here we go. If you're sick and you miss a game, are you going to be near healthy when you come back?
Be more rested. I mean, I think it's just like I think he just had like a 24-hour bug, stomach bug or something. So, and I'm sure that he'll want to play in a game of this magnitude.
Yeah. Wanting to play and whether that's the best move for us is another thing, right? Yeah. So yeah, full Nelson, as he says here, tomorrow night I think is the show they have weekly, so you should check it out. I don't know what they're talking about, but they always have a good subject that comes up, so you should check it out.
We're talking about the likes of Arteta and Guardiola. We're talking managers, brother.
You're talking managers. Managers are in a wrestling game, so check it out. Check it out. But yeah, no, I think for me, anyways, I feel like just get our best players out there. I've always said that. I think we should, and this is, a time to do that. I feel it'll change things up. It'll give them something to think about, and maybe it works, maybe it won't. But we need to do something different than we've done in the last 3 games. We need to do something different than the last couple of times we've played City. Right? Everybody says he knows exactly what Arteta is going to do. Well, at some point, Arteta's going to have to do something different, right? Or else it'll be the same old. They'll just wait for us to make a mistake and then pounce on it. Whereas, hopefully that doesn't happen. And as you said, this is what we want, right? We want to be playing for a championship, right? This is what we want. We've been wanting this.
More, rather than trying to do something different, is
Yeah.
do what you do, but do it better. So that when you take a shot at goal, or when you take a headed shot at goal, get it on target. Make the goalkeeper work. Make the right decisions when you get into the box of the ball. Things like that. Don't be indecisive when you find yourself in the box of the ball at your feet and you don't know whether you're going to pass it or shoot it, and then it's too late. The ball's been taken away from you. And if you do defend, defend as a unit. So I want them to do everything that they've probably been training to do, but do it the best that they can.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you, Sam. They put Silver back there, but he did a decent job because Saka wasn't as much of a threat. He did score in that game, but I think you saw what happened when they were able to keep the game close and then move him further up the pitch. And so I do believe that was a plan of theirs, maybe to slow down Saka, and I believe it did to some degree. I see Arteta having a double pivot of Partey and Jorginho with Odegaard at 10, which is not our style. It's a type of overthinking Arteta does for sure. It is. But I think we need to do something different. I don't know. I get the concern of doing something new, but how are we going to do something better? How are we going to do what we do better?
We'll not go behind and let sloppy goals in at the beginning of the game to make the job even harder and more of an uphill struggle for one. Be switched on as soon as the whistle goes, because we've seen a couple of times that we've been caught out straight after kickoff. And you're like, oh, here we go. Now we've got to score 2 goals if we want 3 points, and hope that they don't score another one before we score our second. We need to try and get a grip on the game, and put our stamp on the game and not be chasing.
True. And this is another thing that this is another thing and a stat that goes along with it. We haven't lost a game with Partey in the lineup this season. We haven't lost. Anytime I think he's either started or been in the lineup, we haven't lost the match this season. And you look at all the games we've lost, he wasn't part of that. And there was talk, and I don't know if it was you or others have brought up that maybe Partey is looking a little sluggish because he's he could be fasting. Based
I
on
think it's finished now. I think it's just finished. I think it was a period called Eid.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking about that, and I was talking with Mahir, and fasting, if it's your first time, and it is I believe it is his first time being, and he's 30 years old, your body's not used to it. It could it can affect you because you can't have food or water until the sun goes down. But I believe that period is now finished. So hopefully his performances will start to look as we expect.
Yep, the man can eat now.
You know, and we need it for this one.
Yep,
We need it tomorrow. We need the best Thomas Partey that we can get tomorrow.
Yep. And as you said, as Big Gunner says, we start in the front foot. We need to start like we did in that West Ham game. Before they know what's happening, we are attacking them and hopefully putting a ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, that would be good.
Clinical is pretty cool. You know, we need to be clinical as well, and especially in crucial moments, right? We need to do that. We've the last 3 games we had opportunities to be clinical in front of. If we were clinical in front of goals, who knows how those games would have went? Especially late in the games when we're trying to maybe steal the 3 points. So I mean, as much as people say we shouldn't try to change too much, going to a back 3, to start a match would be something new for us. All right. Pulling, holding out would be something new to Arteta for sure. Dominate the press in the midfield. I like the idea of that. And hopefully, yeah. What do you think about that midfield there of a I think it's Trossard, Partey, and Erdegaard with this lineup?
Is he suggesting a double pivot, like a 3-2 formation? Is that the Xhaka role?
I don't know with this lineup how that would go.
I just prefer us to keep doing what we've done with, Partey, Xhaka, and Odegaard. I really think that we noticed that Xhaka wasn't there in the last game. I did anyway.
Here's my thing, though. We're saying that because he put Vieira in there, and it's like you just probably put the worst option you had in the midfield that we have at this point in time. And yeah, we're gonna miss Xhaka when you do that. But say you put a Trossard in there, or say you put a Jorginho in there to switch things up a little bit.
Why can't they come later?
Why can't they start? The same reason why you just said why can't they come later? Why can't they start too?
Because I just think it's too much of a gamble, and I want to continue with what's got us to where we are instead of tinkering now in one of the biggest games. And it's much easier. I think as well that sometimes you don't have to put all of your irons in the fire at the very beginning. You need to hold something back and have something that can come off the bench and make a difference at times, which ESR was doing for us, but it's not going to be him because he's falling down the pecking order. Trossard can do that. Yeah. What are you going to do if Trossard's not working? Take him out and put Xhaka in. That to me sounds more negative.
Well, I mean, we don't know. The same way we wouldn't know if the other changes we make are going to work in this game. We've tried. Xhaka has played in these games and it hasn't worked. So why would it be?
I'm just saying that I'm not adverse. I'm not adverse to trying these things, just not tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's all.
Yeah. Oh, well, our coach has made some crazy decisions in games.
No,
he brought Kiwior. He brought Kiwior into his first road game at Anfield. So if a man can do that, then I don't think anything that we're saying is anything is a big stretch in terms of, well, why not try it in a big game?
If he felt that if the manager felt that Trossard could play in Xhaka's spot, I would have liked to have seen him try that before now. When he's been taking Xhaka out and putting Teabag in, I would have preferred him to try something else if he thought that might have worked. But he hasn't done that. I don't know why. But I don't want him to experiment with the unknown in such a big game, which tomorrow is. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I hear you. I don't think Trossard, the situation would be too big for a Trossard if he had to play in Xhaka's position. That's how I feel about that. He's played against some of the big teams and succeeded. So, and he's been one of our probably best players at this point, since he's been with us. So yeah, Trossard in the number 8 role, Partey in the normal role as Odegaard. So kind of similar to what we have right now, but Trossard in for Xhaka. Yeah, City has not faced Partey, so Partey hopefully needs to play a lot better than he has. So we shall see. Hopefully he's healthy, and as you say, hopefully he's back eating and ready to go and not sluggish out there. Ball possession and move the ball fast will stress their defense and take our chances. That is, gotta do that. Reestablish utilization of that Saka Erdegaard white triangle. We've been favoring the left side of the field. Yeah, we are kind of one-sided sometimes. We need to be able to go on both sides.
Tell you how we beat them. Tell you how we beat Man City. It was quite simple, really. We basically sat back on them and took about 89 minutes of abuse. And then they get a bit cocky and let up because they all start moving forward. And then basically we hit them on the break one time.
Yeah. Well,
we had two shots in the game and we beat them. 26% possession and we beat them.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish we were as disciplined to play a style that we would play like that. And that is it sounds good. As you said, it worked for you guys, but the way that we play, I don't think Arteta wants to do that because that would definitely be a change from the norm. A change from the norm there.
It was a change from our norm as well because it was
Yeah,
Bielsa that
and
did it.
and you have Nelson that could come on. That's right. Yeah, so you have Nelson that could come on if you want to switch things up. Even in Nketiah, I think it's healthy now. And the way that we played against Southampton, we saw them all come on and made a difference. So we do have people on the bench we can bring on. Nelson's been, he's shown some things when he's come on of late.
Their back four is the weakest area of the pitch for them.
Yeah, that's why I want to put pressure on them because that's the only way we're going to beat them is if we have our best out there as well.
Problem is, you got to break through like the best midfield in the league to actually get to that area of the pitch. And if you commit too many people forward when you do that and you foul, then they're going to punish you for it.
Yeah,
that's what makes them so difficult to go up against.
Yeah.
You got to pick your moments and you got to get them right.
True. So as the last two times we beat City, we played with wing backs, hit them on the counter. So yeah, I don't know. Do we go by history or do we go by the way we've been playing this year? History says if we're going to win, we're going to have to. Huh?
Teams have evolved since the history. They're not the same team. They play different ways. It's not the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah. But like as everybody, I think everybody agrees, Trossard has to play. Whatever we do, Trossard needs to play. Can't go the last four. Can't go 4 games in a row not giving him a start. I believe he's deserving of a start. However you want to do it.
Starting him for?
Xhaka.
Okay.
That's who I would. That's an easy choice for me. So then I don't have to worry about Saka or Martinelli.
Who are you sacrificing to play Eddie?
Eddie doesn't start for us. I mean, I've seen somebody.
That's mad. Wait, what?
I've seen somebody actually. I saw a lineup and I believe it had Trossard for Jesus. All right. So he can play in every position up there at the top there. So
you should try fielding 15 players and see if Man City notice.
Yeah, Louise and Mustafi on the back line.
You never know.
Yeah. Louise and Mustafi on the back line when we beat City that was in a cup game, I think, right? And Gabriel and Holding. It's crazy to see Louise and Mustafi and say, you know what, Gabriel and Holding aren't better than that. I always felt like Mustafi is worse than Holding, but they both have their issues. Yeah. So BX Gunner's thinking Saka at right back. Nelson comes in at right wing. There you go. Yeah, and Sam's thinking Xhaka is not playing. He probably didn't practice or didn't practice well today. So that might might have to make a decision there. We'll see what Arteta does. I hope Arteta saw the same things we saw with Vieira. It's probably not. It's probably a little too soon. Probably a little too soon. Yeah. So that was the cup semifinal there. I think that was a good week for us as I recall because I think we beat Liverpool as well that week. So starting Trossard would add a good option in midfield. Yep. So depending on what the formation and if Jacques is out, then why wouldn't we go with that? Yeah.
What game is Arsenal Misfit referring to?
Is he talking about the Liverpool game?
Okay.
Maybe.
I think that was I think Kirior came in for Degora, if I recall. If that's the game he's thinking of, right? Because that was
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I just wondered what he meant.
In the last game.
So
in the last game, I don't remember who got subbed off for who in that one. Because Arteta has made some questionable substitutions, right? I mean, it wasn't as if we didn't have opportunities to score in that game, right? I mean, Zinchenko came off for Nketiah, Reece Nelson. Oh, Martinelli. That's the Martinelli, right? You're probably thinking Martinelli. Reece Nelson came in for Martinelli late in the game, 85th minute. So um, I think we looked like we were going to score though, right? And we actually scored 2 goals after that. So maybe Arteta has a clue there. I don't know. We scored 2 goals after that, and we hit the post, if I recall, late in that game. So it seemed like it worked. Yeah. More euphemisms. Yeah. So everybody's got this Zinni in midfield with Tierney on the left as a left back. What do you think about that, Stan?
I just don't know if we're ever going to see it. It just kind of reminds me when we used to hear things like Callum Chambers can play midfield or David Luiz can play midfield. I've seen him play there. We have that sometimes about players, but you never see the manager go there. I mean, in the manager's eyes, Fabio Vieira is the one that I think he's got penciled in for that Xhaka role, because every time he withdraws Xhaka, it's him that he puts in. He doesn't try anybody else. He's not tried Trossard in there. He's not put Zinchenko in there and brought Tierney on. When he's brought Tierney on, he could have tried that. He's never really experimented with it. And I understand why fans want to see it, because he plays in that position in the midfield for his on international duty. I'm just not sure whether the manager is ever going to do it. So I just don't think the manager would play, for example, Kivior in the back four next to Gabriel, because they've both got left feet. I just don't think he would do that. Do you know what I mean? I just think he has his little things about him, his little habits, whatever you want to call them. That.
I hear that. As I said, he needs to do something. He's gonna have to do something different, and hopefully, Vieira is not the answer if Xhaka is out. So, something different there. As Sam is responding to Tom's comments about sitting back against City and seeing if that works.
We had 10 men. I should add, to be fair.
Oh,
When we did that.
I don't want to get a guy carted off. That's for sure. Yeah, this has been the way with Arsenal. Got to have certain footed center backs. Why? Why?
I mean, for years you'd see 2 right-footed centre backs. Seen many teams win the league with that. But I was listening to something the other day, and a footballer was saying that if you're predominantly a right-footed player, you will still use your left foot to a certain degree. But predominantly left-footed players are predominantly left-footed. They really don't have much of a right foot, and they're not really encouraged that much to use their right foot, because it's such a rarity that they're going to be put as left back or left wing, and therefore they're not really being encouraged to use their weaker foot, whereas right players are. So I don't know whether that's got anything to do with it.
That makes sense. I think, yeah, as you said, it was like there was a time where I think the name Steve Guppy springs to mind, where I can't remember if he actually got picked for England, but he was certainly in the conversation purely because he happened to be a left-footed player.
Right. Yeah.
Again, can't remember if he actually got selected or not, but there was a point where it was such a premium to be a left-footed player and English.
Yeah. We never had one we never had one, did we, on the left wing? We never had one.
That was it, yeah. I suppose if you have a left-footed centre back and a right-footed centre back, then in theory you can target all areas of the pitch going forward with long ball, which is ironic because long ball is very rare nowadays in the Premier League, unless you're Tottenham.
Right.
But like most teams play out from the back, so it shouldn't actually really matter if you're left-footed or not. But they certainly, sort of Pep and all that seem to think there's a thing to it.
Yeah, I think I heard
he
somebody
played
say
for Leicester.
something about. Yeah, I think somebody said something about that, and that's why Holding, I think, when he receives the ball, ends up passing it to Gabriel because of the whole left foot, foot thing. I can't remember what situation that comes up, but
You just take a
it makes
trip
it a
to my
little bit
Google machine.
your Google machine. Yeah. I as I said, I kind of feel like you get your best players out there and go with that. You know, at some point.
One
Oh,
England
what's
cap.
that? One
One England
cap.
cap.
Who's Steve Guppy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One England cap.
I think he played. Yeah, I think he played. So people were saying in the box, Leicester, wasn't it? The Leicester player. Yeah.
I knew he played for Leicester. I just couldn't remember if he'd actually played for England. But I know he was constantly being talked as an option on the left because he was probably the one English player that had left foot. Played left foot. They all have left feet. They just don't use them. Oh well.
Yeah. No, I something. It's something that I was thinking about. I don't know how you guys think about it. Is if you're thinking about how this game's going to go. And if your immediate thought is, "Oh, we're going to lose," how do you watch the game? How do you watch the game after that? Because for me, I can't watch the game going. My team's going to lose, so let me just watch it anyways, and hopefully they win. I kind of feel like there's always a way, right? There's always a way for us to get a win in every game, right? Because that's how Leeds is able to beat Liverpool at home. It's not that easy to do, right? Only one team's done it. Because any day you can get a win. Doesn't matter who you're playing. On your day, you can get that win. So I kind of feel like, why not our day? And if you can, I think people talk about the '89, season and all of that. If those types of things can happen, then why not? Right?
Yeah.
We've been looking for a while for a game that surprises us. Thinking going into it, we are stressed going into this game. Why not surprise? Why can't that be tomorrow?
See,
Right? Why?
what's happening here now is, right, this is what you call hope. It's called hope, right? And that's how I like to go into my matches rather than going into them going, oh, it's over, it's finished, it's done. I try to go in with a bit of hope and cling on to that for as long as I can until it's quite clear that this match is over.
Yeah. I hear that. My mindset's always, I feel like we can win all 38 games, and there's always a way. Whether or not you do it, you got to be perfect in certain situations. Like, I think a lot of people think we got to have to be perfect tomorrow if we get the win, but I kind of feel also that we've been playing pretty well this season, and we should have. We've played well against City. We've made some silly mistakes which gave them presence. We can't do that anymore. So why not? Spencer, thanks for watching me on TJ's channel. I enjoy talking. I am not as my football history isn't as those on my panel today, and knowledge of football, the game itself is lacking as well. But I kind of just talk about what I see, and that's kind of what I go by. So sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. You guys will let me know if it isn't.
It was for Kelvin Coogan.
I missed that. I missed that there. But yeah,
October '99.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. If we're gonna win tomorrow, Stan.
Yeah.
How?
Clinical finishing. We waste a lot of chances. For me, we waste far too many chances. We seem to create enough chances, but we don't put the ball in the back of the net enough. Glancing headers that go wide and shots that go wide, or I mean, why did Thomas Partey take that shot in that last game? I mean, what you hoping for
That
there?
is no different to some degree than what Ramsdale did at the beginning of the game.
Yeah,
there is no need for it, and it's definitely out of your. We don't expect him to make that pass, Ramsdale, and Partey your shooting is there's a lot to be desired by it. Once in a
See,
while you hit it right, but at that point in the game and that time left on the clock,
when I'm perfectly honest with myself and I look at the points dropped at Southampton and West Ham, and I ask myself, is that, is that performances of a team that could win the title? I say no. That's what worries me. I mean, if we'd, that's 4 points that we could have had as part of our cushion, which would be such a help. And it was all in our hands, within our destiny. And we fumbled it a little bit for various
Wait.
reasons.
Sorry, are you saying that people said the comeback against a team that were 20th in the table was the stuff for champions? Have people suggested that?
No, I'm saying that when I look at that, the points dropped against those two teams, and I ask myself, is that the performances of champions? I say no.
Of course it's not. I was going to
You know,
say the people in this hypothetical situation. I was going to say the people that had said that are insane.
yeah,
I mean,
there's no way you can look at the last 3 games and say, you know what?
Yeah, no.
If I'm
Fine,
gonna
sorry.
lay, well, no, because there's so
Been-
much online. You win that, you put yourself in a certain situation going into the
Sorry,
next
Sam.
game.
Yeah, end of my head. I had to ask.
and with the Southampton game, that was a point gained. But if you analyze that was a point gained against a team that's so far down the table that we were lucky to scrape a point there. A valuable point it could be, but nonetheless, that's it worries me whether that's the performance of potential champions. And if I'm honest with myself, I'd say no. Although I've still got belief and hope, and those points that were dropped, coupled along with the Brentford situation, it's going to be a very narrow squeak. And if it goes down to the last game of the season, okay, so be it. I mean, look at Man City when they won their first title. It went down to the last game of the season, and they were up against a 10-man QPR, and they just managed to scrape that goal, right, to put them as champions. It wasn't a foregone conclusion weeks beforehand. That's how they started their first one. Maybe we have to go all the way down to the wire to maybe scrape over the line to get our first one.
Yeah, we like to do it the hard way, right? There's no stress.
Mother said it wouldn't be easy.
Yeah, we are definitely doing that. We're definitely making it a little tough on ourselves. But we've responded in the games. We've just given ourselves a big hole to dig out of in some situations, right? I mean,
with a teaspoon instead of a shovel.
Yeah, I mean, we've been lucky. We're lucky to come away with a point in Liverpool, definitely in West Ham, and as you said, in Southampton. 3-1 with less than 10 minutes to go. You figure you got this, right? No matter where you are in the table.
Yeah.
2-goal lead with going into extra time. You expect to at least come away with all 3 points, no matter if they score or not.
An Arsenal team of a couple of seasons ago, maybe 3 seasons ago, would never have been able to come back from that. No, I don't think,
Yep.
If they'd got themselves into that situation, I think of towards the end of Arsenal's tenure, and maybe even under Emery and under the beginning of Mikel Arteta, if we'd found ourselves in that situation, that would have been a write-off, and that's it to the next game now.
Yep. Yeah. This is another thing we also do, right? Playing to the competition. It's what a young team does, in my eyes. A young team plays to the competition. You're playing a Liverpool. You get up big for the game. You're playing a Southampton. You kind of bring your style down to them. And in both situations, it's not good. You need to play your style and run with it. So, yeah, for me, that's the sign of a young team playing to the competition. You see it. I see that a lot, and I've always believed that's a young team still trying to figure out how to play together in different situations. I think with nothing on the line, we've played pretty well. Lately, with something on the line, now all of a sudden there's something on the line where, for me, it should have always been just to win the next game. And Arteta's actually said it. He actually said it. I listened to his um,
Press conference.
press conference. Sorry, I couldn't get the words out. And he actually said one game at a time. But the way the team's playing, it almost seems like they're looking down the road. Right? If you're playing one game at a time, then it doesn't really matter. It only matters what's going on in this game. We seem to be elsewhere sometimes. For me.
I see Sam's comment there, but I can't let go of that Brentford thing. I just can't let it go. It's like if we lose the league by 1 point or 2 points, that Brentford thing is just going to haunt me. It's haunting me now.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, there's also the game before, a couple games before that, the Everton game. We shouldn't be losing to them based on where they were in the table, with all that's going on. I get the new manager bounce and all that stuff, but not the way we were playing going into that game.
But what I did like though was that we played them again only a few weeks later, and I was really looking forward to that game because I wanted to see, what they'd learned from the first encounter and how they were going to, work it out. And they worked it out on pass the test with flying colours. Yes, we dropped points with that first meeting, but I did enjoy the rematch.
Yep. And as Stan will tell you, hit the Guna Shack. You can get a mug like this.
There you go. Look
Got
at
some
that.
new. They got some new stuff out there as well. So check that out as well. So new mugs are out there.
Yeah, some
You
mouse
can't
mat
get a mug
and
like
stuff.
this from the Guna Shack, though. You used to be able to. You used to, but Vince McMahon sent his cease and desist men to Stan.
That's crazy.
And Stan was like, "Well, I'm sorry, mate." And I was like, "I don't care. I've already got the mug."
That's a one of a kind, and also this is a one of a kind.
Oh, very nice. That's right.
It's Arsenal man
There you go.
Arsenal stand.
or Spider Guna.
Spider stand.
Yeah. Now, so hopefully, with that in mind, Arteta's looked at the last 2 times we've played City now, and has an answer. Because he has to like.
Well,
I mean,
first of all, we need to
City
keep all
played that.
11 players on the pitch, right? That's a help. If we can do that, I mean, we got maybe have a chance, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. And the Stan says Sam says here we have we've handled tough situations before all season. Bad form, need to bounce back.
I agree with Sam. I was saying this the other day to my missus, who wasn't even listening, but I was just kept talking about Arsenal as I have been for the last few days. I'm kind of worried that where we've been riding high since the first game of the season, that we're just starting to go down the other side of the hill a little bit, just as Man City seem to be coming up. They seem to be kind of hitting form just as we're losing form. So hopefully we can do something about that. Hopefully someone like a Thomas Partey will be back to his best. Because as you said, that stat, I mean, that stat said that we haven't lost the game that he's played in. So I'm hoping that stat continues.
And I don't think he's played against City since he's put on a red shirt.
Wow.
So it'd be nice to have him in a game.
I just hope he's not going to wake up tomorrow morning now with the shits. Can't play.
whatever Jacques has got, it trickled over. Yeah. So it's low.
God, Gary, I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Oh, you want? Oh,
I'm
you want?
a bit
Oh, some
hungry.
people. I think Mr. Tom is saying he's he went out to the shops and
Is it crisp time?
Unleash the banner.
he picked up.
Sorry.
Let's get the crisps going. I'll be right back.
It is. All right. We'll see in a bit. Yeah.
Right. So I went to my local crisp emporium, and I went, Mr. Raj. I don't know if his name's Raj. What are your finest crisps? And he went, Mr. Tom, I got you McCoy's.
What's that?
Ridge
cut sizzling king prawn.
I thought it was a prawny flavour because of the pink. I thought that.
Quite right, sir.
I did used to like a prawn cocktail back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, classic prawn cocktail. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep. Each ridge is packed with prawny goodness.
Prawn goodness. What? What is prawny goodness? What is that? Prawny goodness.
But as you know, in this show and this segment on this show, we always have to do a second dunk just in case.
All right. While you do that, you start figuring out the scoring, and I'll say hello to. We've got Alonzo has joined us. Welcome to the show. I believe we're doing well. We're enjoying ourselves here. Yeah, Spencer, 60 minutes of the FA Cup. You know what? And I think we've been undefeated in the Premier League. So maybe I should have corrected that. I believe that's maybe the stat. So maybe in the Premier League. So maybe that's the stat there. So when he plays in the Premier League, we don't lose. So hopefully, I believe that's the stat now that you say that. But yeah.
What team do you support, Spencer?
Yeah. We have shrimp cocktail, but shrimp
Right
cocktail
now,
is.
furiously typing Arsenal, obviously.
Let's see. Shrimp So wait. Do you have prawn cocktail, or what do you call it?
Yeah, if this particular flavour of crisps in Walker's would be prawn cocktail.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we have
But
shrimp
they've
cocktail
obviously
over
called
here.
it something different.
So it's just that red sauce kind of got a little bit of a kick to it. I don't know if is that what the flavor is versus it's not shrimp flavor, right? I don't even know what shrimp flavor is.
I think it's supposed to be. I don't know because I've never actually ate prawn cocktail as you're describing. I've seen them make it in Hell's Kitchen because they fucked up so badly that Gordon Ramsay was like, "We're not doing any hot food anymore. Just get me some prawns, some crushed ice, and some ketchup."
Wow. Okay. And
And he did
Alonzo,
that with a lot more swearing than I just delivered it.
I bet Alonzo supports these nuts FC. So there you go. I don't know what that has to do with. So it was even a question for you, Alonzo.
I don't know what that has to do with the price of milk in Denmark on Tuesday morning, but thank you for making me aware.
So, yeah, maybe Spencer will let us know. I don't know. I don't think he has a jersey on or anything like that. So, so that's what it is. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like that.
Ketchup, mayonnaise, and salad cream. What is salad cream?
It looks like it looks a bit like mayonnaise, but it tastes a bit different.
Okay.
It's got a more runny consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that a British thing?
I don't know.
I think some people have it like with obviously with a salad, but like instead of mayonnaise. Could be wrong. But I don't like it, so I don't have it. But
it used to be big in the 70s and the 80s and that, didn't it?
Doesn't like it.
Fine salad cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the sort of thing your parents would put on anything.
Yeah. So Alonso's asking us the question we haven't thought of today on this show yet. How are we actually
tomorrow?
Rewind it back. What we've been talking about.
Hey, I think we're thinking, can Arteta figure out a lineup and then get these players just to play, for me, to play within themselves. That's all. All.
I know what I think. I don't know what Alonso thinks. What do you think of the game tomorrow, Alonso?
I was going to ask.
Yeah, exactly. If we play within ourselves, I think we can get it. We can get the win, but because we haven't been doing that lately. We haven't been doing that lately. We know I think we all know what could go wrong. We've seen it the last 3 games. So,
delicious.
How about we don't do that? All right, don't do any of that. Don't do all those negative things. I am if Xhaka is out, I would like to see what Arteta does, though. I would like to see. And Sam has to bring. I don't even know if I should bring that up. Can I bring that up? Should I filter that one?
No, bring it up. Bring it up.
All right. What are you gonna say?
These nuts' best player is Terry Testicle.
I just don't even understand. He's going with a 3-2 late winner. That's gonna give me a heart attack.
He's your mate, Terry Bollea's cousin.
But but I definitely will take that. Is that you're funny, Mr. Tom? Yeah, 3-2 late winner would be. I mean, no, I mean that would mean it's a draw. You know, that means worst case we get a point. But yeah, I'll take a. I guess I'll take a late winner if it's like if it goes like that.
I would love to have one of those situations where it looks like Man City are winning, and just at the last minute we like stamp them out of it with a goal that wins it and just totally breaks them. Do you know
That
what
would
I
be
mean?
nice.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like objectively, obviously for you guys, I'd want an outcome. I want an outcome that keeps the title race interesting. An outcome that has Stan relatively happy when he appears on the show tomorrow night. But obviously, I don't think I'm being too much of a prick by saying objectively it's probably a tall order for you to get
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, and the,
You
the
can.
key,
I'm
the
not saying
key,
you
the
can't.
key is we have to do something we haven't done in the last 3 games, and that's play our Arsenal, Arteta
It's
ball, Arsenal football, whatever you want to call it. We haven't done that of late. So if we can get that back, we have a chance, right? So
I just find it funny that we've been at the sat at the top of the league since day one. Yet
Yep.
going into this game, we're considered the underdog.
Hey, we
You are,
weren't supposed to be here. Remember that? And you know what?
We haven't played anyone yet.
City was gonna make that run, right? They always gonna make that run. They seem to be in the middle of it right now, and hopefully we can stop it, or hopefully it ends. Think about it. No matter what. So whatever the result is of this game, if we were, that's a tall order as well. Go out and win the rest of our games, right? If we can beat City on the road, then that should give us the confidence to go anywhere and play, right? Right? I mean, you win City on the road. Then what else on our schedule looks worse?
Yeah, gives everybody a lift.
So yeah, Jesus and Zinni getting into personal battles with City players. Rob Holding red card as well. You just got everything in there, don't you, Spencer? Everything you can think of that would be.
hang on.
Aaron Ramsdale struck by lightning.
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry. Why a Rob Holding red card specifically? Surely a Gabriel Megalegs red card would be worse because then you'd be leaving Rob Holding on the pitch
Yeah,
on his own.
yeah.
Like in theory,
be
that
enough.
would actually be the nightmare scenario.
Yeah, enough now.
I know. Well, I think I'll go with
Enough
Spencer's
now.
red card for
No,
Holding.
no.
If that's
If you see my strike rate on betting in the dark, you have no worries about anything I say coming true. Don't worry.
oh man, yeah.
If that exactly plays out, make sure I never see you again. Ever.
And the fact that you even thought it and then said it is really where I'm like, dude, you could have just kept that to yourself.
Oh, dude, my team's gonna be playing fucking Ipswich next season.
You don't
I've
know
got my
that
own
yet.
problems.
You don't know that yet. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm going to see Jesus and Zinni get into any kind of like issues with the
Xhaka
City
hasn't
players.
seen red all season, has he?
Oh, stop! See now, okay, he might not play, so
Paul
we might be
started it.
okay. He might he might not play, so that's not. How is Tony? I think Tony's doing well. Tony's doing his thing,
He's
but I
busy on
saw,
Tuesdays.
yeah. Oh,
He's
he's
just
busy
busy
on.
on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. And
No,
we saw.
I only know that. Right? And this ain't giving away anything personal, but I know that because if it wasn't the case, we'd have been doing the full Nelson on Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays.
Oh, there you go.
That's it.
There you go. And
That's
Tony
it.
was on. Tony was on Saturday, right? So yeah, he's
Yeah, it's
around.
fine.
He's good. He's good. Yeah, yeah. Now the Alonso, I don't know if he agrees with you or not, but no red cards for Arsenal, please, please. And definitely our away form is better than our home. We play out for those occasions. I think we keep ourselves in the game, if not
Oh, no.
control the whole situation. Definitely a narrative. What is this? My counterpart at work is an Everton fan. Could be worse. He could be doing a trip to Millwall next week, next year. Could
I
be.
hope he does.
So it sounds like Spencer, you are an Arsenal fan. I don't know if I missed that or not. All right, I think so. So
He's obviously an Arsenal fan.
okay, thank you for that.
I was just being a prick.
Oh, okay. Why did I trust you to? Okay, I shouldn't be trusting you. I told myself I shouldn't do that.
He's been
So
talking about Arsenal's tactics for the last 69
I don't
minutes.
know. I'm silly. I'm dumb. All right. So, Mr. Tom, tell me, do you have a rating for that chip?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
look,
the rating. It's a rating.
it is a 12.76 out of a 14.21.
All right.
That sounds
Damn.
good.
All right. So that sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, good,
Yeah. Yeah. There you
good
go.
chunk, good
He
crunch,
just he
good
just
flavour.
reconfirmed it. Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Hope you join us again. We're usually on Mondays and Saturdays during the second half of the midday games.
The prawn levels in each ridge is incredible.
The prawn levels. All right. Tomorrow is it's a massive game. And what's crazy is that you hear a lot of fans kind of talking about the game tomorrow as if they wouldn't want to be in it, right? Like a lot of the our fans of other teams are like going Arsenal's in this big game tomorrow and kind of laughing and all that kind of stuff. But I think everybody would want to be in this game, no matter no matter how things went before they were, how results went before they went into it. Because you got a chance. Mr. Tom just made my wife.
It's either
Okay.
laugh or cry.
I don't think Lonzo likes your crisps. Yeah. Would that be the biggest win in Emirates era?
It would be a
Yes.
milestone, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It'd give everybody
Yeah.
such a lift, wouldn't it?
That
And more
would be
belief, which is what we
yeah,
need to get through to the end.
cool. How much more time do you have, Stan, before you have to go?
I do have to go actually quite soon.
Okay. All right. Mr. Tom, how much time you got left on your clock? We are around almost 75 minutes here.
Now I've got free time. I'm too busy making people's wives over here in the workshop.
All right, we'll hang out for a little bit. Stan, whenever you're ready, let me know and you can say your goodbyes.
Yeah, I'm going to say my goodbyes now. So thank you for
Okay.
having me on. And it was quite cathartic to chat to you guys about the game tomorrow. As I say, it's going to be difficult to get to sleep tonight. And I'm going to go down the pub to watch this one, I think, with
That sounds cool.
be around a few more people so that we can either laugh or cry together. So 3 points tomorrow. And I look forward to speaking to you all soon. Probably the next time will be on Thursday on the Arsenal Fan Circle.
True.
And we
Looking
can
forward to it.
go over what happened.
Yes, hopefully we're smiling.
Bloody hope so.
Hopefully we're smiling. Thanks for having me on. As you can see there below everyone, the Guna Shack stands online shop for all your Guna gear. Check it out.
Got some Formula One stuff in there as well, so go and take a little look. Anyway, lads.
Yeah, Arsenal fans, give him your money.
Yeah, I want to go on holiday to Mexico.
There you go. There you go.
All right, cheers.
All right,
Thank you
Stan,
very
thanks
much.
for coming on. Yes. All right, cool. So that was Stan there. And yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the game. I'm not looking forward to the game. But really I'm looking forward. I like watching my team play. Yeah,
Right,
if
I do have a serious
Mhm.
question for Spencer.
Yep.
Are you in the States or England
Oh,
or Cambodia?
I'm gonna go with the fact that it has VA. I'm assuming that's Virginia, and I believe that's a
I
zip
did
code.
assume that, but I thought I'd ask anyway.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's all about the internet. So yeah, if it's on Peacock, yeah, I'll be home tomorrow, so I'll be able to watch it. Thought I might have to be in the office, but I'll be home. Maybe I'll take a late lunch or something, so I can get
I'm
a good
assuming
watch
it's
of
on
it.
TV in England.
Well, it's a late game, so it's like the 8 o'clock game. Is that typically on TV? Yeah, Virginia Beach.
Yeah, on occasion it is, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I've been to Virginia Beach. I like it. It's pretty nice there. So for those in the States, Peacock will have it on at 3 o'clock. I'm looking forward to it. I can't say I don't. I'll be nervous once I see the players in the tunnel. Once I see the
You'll be
players.
nervous from the moment it kicks off to the moment it finishes.
Yeah, yeah, because you never know what's going to happen, no matter what the score line is.
Exactly.
Because we've seen everything. We've seen everything with this
You go
team.
1-0 up, you'll be sitting there waiting for it to go wrong. You go
Yeah,
2-1, 2-0 up, you'll be sitting there waiting. Oh, if they get a goal, they'll have the momentum. Like, no matter what happens, you'll be nervous wreck until West blows the whistle.
very
Yeah.
true. Very true. Unless we're up 10-0, then maybe I'll feel like we got this.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
VB Goon is cool. I assume you're going to be at the pub or the bar, Spencer. Yeah, that sounds cool. There is a Gooners club around here, but I would have to drive there and oh
There were 2 Americans and 2 Irish on my table tonight.
cool.
Which one tasted better?
I was gonna say what yeah exactly what were they doing on your table and what kind of work is ENN?
Oh no, he means Sat. I'm just pretending that he's a cannibal. So
Oh,
just
3 p.m. game equals daydream. I haven't done it yet, but I need to take a game off midweek. But guess what? There's no more midweek games
oh,
anymore.
I love BX has wrote that about 3 times, right? Because each
Yeah.
time it slipped through the cracks, right? And he's like, "I will have my day drinking acknowledged."
Sorry if I missed it.
He's
I can't
basically
believe I
done.
missed that. Have I? That means I probably missed some
Yeah,
other ones as well. Then
he's basically tried to Roman Reigns this thing where he's basically like, "Acknowledge me, Gary. Acknowledge
I'm
me."
sorry. I don't usually miss the. I try to hit every message, so sorry if I did that. I usually hit them all. I usually hit them all. No working until 2:30. Oh, all right. I don't eat meat. All right. So then the Americans and the Irish just aren't on his plate.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't blame him.
Oh,
Belgians and
cool.
Irish, just nothing
Yeah.
better
I'm
than
gonna
Australia.
if we play on a Saturday, I might try and go to a go and watch a match at the pub at the just like a Arsenal Gooners bar. There's definitely one in New York, but I think there's one in New Jersey as well at the Pavilion. All right. Is that a restaurant?
No, that's where we went in Leeds. The pavilion was where we had the food and stuff.
Oh, the food. Oh, okay. Okay.
What's the word? The pre-game meal when we
Oh,
met
okay.
Beckford.
Oh, all right. I did. Okay. Yeah. No, I enjoyed that experience. Getting to sit there and have a good meal, and you know, that was cool. I enjoyed that. Could do it again, but I know it's probably it's a one-off thing. You got to spend a little extra for those tickets and stuff. So
It'd be a lot. I was about to say it'd be cheaper next year if you do the VIP thing
it'd be
against
cheaper.
Millwall. If you do it against Millwall, but no, that's not true. It's not true. Leeds have actually increased the prices by 10% next year, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it only. I think it's 10% if we survive, but I think they're not increasing it if we go down. Ian might know this more, but I don't know if what part of it's factually correct or not.
Yeah.
But
So you went to the.
I
I
know
wonder.
that I know it's not cheaper next year. I'll tell you
Oh,
that. Never
oh.
is. Never
So
is.
so did Ian say what happened when that shot was missed in the stadium? I assume it wasn't pin drop.
I believe the noise was. Ughhhh.
All right, people. So we are hitting. It's about 70 minutes. Is it 70? Yeah. Is it at 70 minutes? Oh no, it's 80 minutes. So we're gonna start in heading out of here. Oh, here we go. Got a question from Spencer.
What?
Adams.
Okay.
Here's the Lee's perspective is Adams will be wearing red for the Arsenal next season. So no worries there.
Adams is excellent. McKennie, I've not too enamoured with, and Aronson, I I would not be upset if he never put the shirt on again. I think he's had one good game in the league shirt, and that was against Chelsea in August. Um, Spends more time on the floor looking up at the referee, wondering why he's not been given a decision. And I'm not saying that he's been robbed because he hasn't. A lot of the time, he just gets. A lot of time, he'll get brushed, and he's not physically strong enough for the Premier League, in my opinion. And I think he's getting a reputation among refs as a bit of a diver, which is why he never gets anything.
Yeah.
If I see him and Jack Harrison stood conferring over a free kick, I actually get angry because I know that they're trying to work out some fancy routine, and then they won't even clear the first man at a free kick or corner. Irritating. I'm trying to be the most politest way to say that I think he's dog shit.
There you go, people.
Don't get me wrong. I want to be proved wrong. I want him to no matter what. I want him to put on shirt. If he puts on shirt next season, prove me wrong.
There you
But at
go.
the moment, he's
So
not.
Aronson gets one of these, McKennie gets one of these, and Adam gets 2 of these.
Mm.
That's basically what you're saying. When you got back all the drinks were taken off the table, yeah, that's not nice. You actually need the drinks after something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You need the drinks. Played for Philly Union, would expect. Yeah. All right, Mr. Tom.
Yeah. I'm not a delusional football fan. I will call out my own players when they are not behaving proper, and I do not like Leeds players diving.
Yeah, I don't like that whole
Not
diving
impressed.
thing because I don't like it when it happens to my team. So
Exactly.
if they knock you down, they knock you down. But usually, just get up. Sometimes you get back up. You might actually get the play you want, anyways. So most of the time, I believe that's what happens. So, Mr. Tom, say good night to the people.
Oh, you not want a question?
Oh, wait a second. You know what? It's been a while. You know that it's been a while, people.
Okay.
It's been a while, so it's Mr. Tom's question of the show or the week. But
Yeah.
Mr. Tom,
Who is the only player to have played for England under-21, England semi-pro, England B, and the England national team? Who is the only one to play at all 4 of those levels for England?
wow, not leaving just yet, Sam. Maybe you can answer this question. Big Gunner. I might have said we're leaving, but Mr. Tom had a question. It's been a while since we've had a question, I think. So
Yes, is what I would say if it was Jamie Vardy.
I was gonna say the first answer is correct. Wow. Sorry, Alonzo. England
Yep.
semi-pro.
Yep.
It's a thing.
It was in 1993.
I have no clue. We did give you a clue though with that 93.
For context, it's currently known as the England C team, but at the time it was semi-pro. You're all going to kick yourself when I tell you the answer. Oh, you're very close with Heskey. You're wrong, but you're very close. Well done, Beat.
C rap team. Does that mean like the musical team? Does that mean what is C rap?
Well, yeah. Put the letter with the word, and you'll get a rap. Yeah.
Peter Crouch?
It's not. It's not. You're all going to kick yourself. If you've been paying attention for the whole show, you're going to kick yourself. It has been mentioned during the show.
Oh, no. The guy from Leicester?
I actually made it up because of the show. I had a different question. Pincushion, the correct answer, although Gary kind of got it because he said, it's Steve Guppy.
That is crazy. So did you bring up Guppy just because
No, I made up the question because when I was looking up Guppy, when I was looking up to see if he'd actually played for England, there was a little paragraph which it basically where it mentioned his one England cap, and it mentioned that he was the only player to have played at those 4 levels for England, and they're all one appearance. One appearance for the under-21s in 1990, one appearance for the C team / semi-pro team in 93, one appearance for England B in 1998, and then one appearance for England full team in 1999.
It's perfect. 4 for 4.
I had a different question, but I thought, no, that's got to come up.
That one sounds pretty cool. Harry Kane would have been for the C-Rap team. Sounds like a perfect fit. David Seaman, oof.
I had a whole trolling thing worked out to get you, but I can get you without Saturday. It's fine.
Tom on the fly. So yes. So for those who know, on Saturday we'll be on. Saturday. What's going on Saturday? Let's see. Next Saturday, I think that's the 29th, right? So we got a couple of
Oh no.
Got some good games. We got Brentford and Forest, Brighton and Wolves, Bournemouth and Leeds. Ooh, that's at 9. Oh no, it's the next day. So, oh wait, yeah. So you got only 3 games on Saturday. Interesting. That's going to be nothing in the afternoon. So no late game. So, all right, Mr. Tom. Talk to the people before we let.
Guppy played with Emil Heskey at Leicester. That's why I said that. BX's guess was quite good. As always, thank you to everyone for supporting the show. Sitting and listening to 3 people that are not famous talking about something that they would talk about with themselves or people they know. It's pretty cool, especially people in England that actually make the time when they probably should be asleep or doing something more constructive, like watching the Television X3 view. No, wait a minute, what? So thank you for the support. If you can, or if you like the Graps, bring people along to the Full Nelson podcast tomorrow night.
Oh yes,
I've been teaching myself how to use the StreamYard today, so I've got some exciting things planned for tomorrow. So.
That sounds cool. So everybody check that out tomorrow. I believe it's if I recall, 7:30 or 7 Eastern time over here in the States. So 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 12 a.m. for those across the pond. You are right, Spencer. We definitely need some Ian Wright vibes. Do I turn this right? Yeah, there you go.
They made vibes they made that particular toy out of Ian Wright. Or you mean good vibe? Oh, forget what I said. Sorry, have a good night, everyone.
Nonsense, people. Sam, I'm actually gonna filter that one out. I am gonna filter that one out.
There will be some of that on the Full Nelson tomorrow.
There you go. Check out what Sam's asking for in the Full Nelson tomorrow, people. Thanks again for joining us. As I said, Full Nelson tomorrow, Arsenal Fan Circle on Thursday, and then we will have, I guess it's on the stoop on Friday. We're busy, and on Saturday, the road trip is on. You'll see Sam and his bad words.
The road trip is actually the best show of the week, though, isn't it? Like,
It's essentially a match day, so we'll be talking about essentially the second half of the Brentford Forest and Brighton Wolves game, and maybe what happened in that Crystal Palace West Ham match as well. Hopefully, we'll be talking.
We check in on the Chinese Super League to see
Chinese Super League, and I think there's the Swiss second division or something like that.
Serbian second division.
Serbian. Sorry, wrong country. So we'll be giving you all the scores for your favorite teams. See us then. We'll be back, like I said, next Monday on our regular scheduled time. We should hopefully Tony and Matt will be back with us. Sean Spencer, Spencer has been great having you on. Hope to see you on the next one. Everybody, my regulars, we got Big Scunner, Pink Ian. Who else we got? Sam
Pink
joined
Ian.
us. Yeah, Pink Ian.
Yep.
Steven, Lonzo. Thank you for joining us. And anybody who picks up the show tomorrow on the rewatch, please take a look at it and let us know how you feel. I did see there was a Why Not sighting. He actually enjoyed the Monday show for some reason. I'm not sure why he enjoyed the last Monday show we had, but he did.
I have my suspicions.
He definitely enjoyed it. He wants a repeat of that. Chris Nix joined us. So yeah.
Yeah.
So he is
There's
around, and
other people.
I have a feeling, depending on how good or bad this game goes, we'll see more or less of him. But everyone, thanks for joining us. As I like to say, life is a journey. Don't waste a trip. Enjoy the ride, everyone, and we will talk to you on the next one. All right, and we are out. Thank you for hanging out with us. Subscribe and like.